Cancer, hello. Welcome to your reading, November 2020, Sun, Moon, Rising and Ascending for the sign of Cancer. If there are communication concerns, look at your Mercury. If there are love concerns, questions or queries, look at your Venus. And if you don't know what those placements are, there's a link down below in the description that says free natal chart that gives you those descriptions. So you can have a look at that and you can look at those readings as well. If that resonates with you, and then if you know, you can get yourself a nice kind of comparative reading there if you look at all those different ones. To those of you that always support my channel, I'd really like to thank you for your likes, shares, comments, subscribes, donations via PayPal. And if it's your first time to the channel, I'd like to welcome you. My name is Adrian. I'm a qhht healer, practice holistic wellness, as well as spiritual regression hypnosis. And yeah, if you want to, you're more than welcome to subscribe to the channel. And remember to hit the notification button as well. So I'm going to use the Zen OSHO Tarot cards for this reading. I'm using it for the November 2020 reading for all the different zodiac signs. I haven't used them in months, really. You know, not for anything. Not for Facebook Live, not for Instagram, not for personal readings, not for YouTube, not for anything. So I feel now's the time. So we're going to use it. Okay. Alrighty, let's see what we've got. If you want beautiful graphic design work done like mine or social media management, then contact my friend, AC Digital Marketing Solutions. There's a link down below, okay, in the description. Let's have a look. Okay. We're looking at the recent past. We're looking, in a sense, to see what got you to where you currently are. We're looking at where you are, what's coming towards you, what's the overall energy. We're going to clarify the overall energy. And we're going to finish off for you with a Moonology card, because you are ruled by the moon, the divine feminine sort of universal energy, our divine mother, the moon. Okay, interesting stuff happening here, Cancer. Interesting stuff happening here. Also, for all the different readings, I'm getting sort of, there are certain cards that keep on coming out. They're in different places, but they keep on coming out. Like the overall energy, for example, for Virgo was the Lovers. And then that was actually quite an interesting reading, if any of you are dealing with a Virgo. And then for your reading, it's in the recent past, the Lovers. Okay. So maybe if some of you, you know, you could be dealing with a Virgo, maybe you got over a Virgo. We'll see when we get there. Exciting stuff happening here for Cancer. This card going to come out. Oh, okay. This card is in the same place as where the Virgo card was. I'm going to show you when I get there. Chum chum, mental notes, I remember. Okay, so overall energy for your reading for November 2020 Cancer is adventure. Stepping into new stuff, new possibilities. Things working out better than you know, might sort of think at the moment, you know. I feel that for many of you, which is so fantastic because, you know, Cancer was a little bit of a drip there for a while. But it's so fantastic, and I'm a Cancer too, which is really great. You know, you might be going into really new things, and, you know, life might be, it's like things are sort of, you know, evening out for you, becoming better. But what you don't realize is that this is almost like going through like a portal, basically, like a long tunnel. And for many of you, it may seem like you're at a very, very good stage right now, but things are actually about to get a whole lot better. They are about to, life's about to surprise you in, you know, in ways that you might not have envisioned, that you might be surprised, that you know, it sort of like surpasses your wildest sort of imagination there. Okay. All right. So, in your recent past, what brought you to where you currently are? Postponement. All right. And this is sort of what really brought you to this overall energy, because this is sort of like the hopes and the dreams and the visions and, you know, all the thoughts that you had, like, oh, that might be quite nice, you know, if that happens, that might be nice, that might be sweet, that might be nice. And, you know, sort of thought about it, but some of the things, it's almost like you just assume this is never going to happen for you. You know, this could be jobs, relationships, just the overall energy really for, you know, for very good stuff. And you kind of thought these things are never going to happen for you, but, well, here we are, happening. Number 5, comparison there with bamboo, the magical tree, really, as well as the solid bark over there. And the Lovers. Seems like a love situation may be working out. Where you currently are, receptivity. Especially if this has got to do with love, or just sort of doing something that you really, appreciate doing. Things are about to get really, really good for you, Things are about to really, really flow for you. Far better than you could literally, imagine. Like, so much better. Like, really, really good. And this is where you are at the moment. This is right in the middle of your current energy, rebirth. Number 10, the end of a cycle, new beginning. Sort of like leaving a previous version behind. And also here we are, integration. This is sort of like a previous, how do I put this? All the wonderful parts about your life, all the wonderful things that life could be. And sometimes you feel that, this is nice and that is nice, or I'd like this. But then you sometimes think that if I get this, I might need to sort of, sacrifice that. And if I get that, then I might need to tone this down. But what's actually happening here at the moment is that you're sort of elevating up. Your energy is, sort of like, it's almost like the previous kind of, almost like version of you. It's sort of like being left behind, and there's like a soul awakening that's happening over here. And so because of that, you are aligned with solutions in a way that you've not been aligned with them before, not in this lifetime at least. And there's a lot of things that you might have thought of as just, those sort of like impossible dreams that are just sort of out there, and it's probably never going to happen. And life's about to take your breath away, because things are going to become so much better than you actually imagined that they would be. Wow. Okay. Creativity, what's coming towards you. Innocence, which was actually the overall energy for Virgo, and the Rebel in exactly the same position as it was for Virgo. Okay, so either, if it resonates with you, you can either look at the Virgo reading, if you've got strong Virgo in your chart, if you may be dealing with a Virgo. I don't normally watch other tarot readers' readings, because I don't want to be influenced even on a subconscious level by what other readers are saying. But my best friend, who also does all my social media and my graphic design, there's a link down below for AC Digital Marketing Solutions, she was kind of telling me that a lot of other tarot readers are speaking about Cancer and Virgo. So there seems to be something going on there with Cancer and Virgo, and just to sort of just pull it back a little bit from a more sort of astrological point, when you look at things, I'm talking about pure, full-blood sort of Cancer and full-blood sort of Virgo. A lot of times we think that these signs are very, very different, but when you really think about it, in many ways they're very much the same. They like to know how things are going to go. They like to know what the flow is going to be. They don't really like to be let sort of, not to be included in what's going down. Who knows? Okay, all right. So, but there's a great sense of freedom that's coming here about for you. So this is, it's literally like walking through this portal at the moment. It's like, I can tell you this, life is about to get so much better than you imagine. There's a lot of dreams, even childhood dreams, things that you have to way back in your life when you were maybe very, very young. Those sort of childhood dreams and visions and hopes that we, as we grow older into life, we as humans, we normally reach a point where we just sort of accept, oh, that's never going to happen, But life doesn't forget. The universe doesn't forget, And I feel that for many of you now generally with Cancer also, Cancer is a very sort of old soul, and typically when you are younger, you sometimes have a lot of trouble fitting into the world, and you've kind of come through a period of growing, and for many of you, I feel it's almost like you're sort of blossoming now, whereas before you may have been seen as the person who just doesn't have it together or can't, keep it together or get it together, like a very sort of like stop go type of thing. Whereas now it's almost like, especially for those of you that are growing older, it is almost like a sense of like a youth, like a reset that's taking place. You feel like a new sort of, I don't know, fountain of youth that you discovered, or, depending on where you are in life, fountain of like middle age type of thing, Um, Yeah, and also what is quite interesting, I feel that for a lot of you, especially those of you that are single or those of you that are in a sort of relationship where it's clearly steering towards the end, you're quite okay with that, which it's a little bit different to how we typically see Cancer. You're quite okay. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, it's sort of like it is what it is type of thing. And that in itself is placing you in that space where there's a lot coming towards you at the moment, a lot of positive coming towards you at the moment. And I feel that for a lot of you, things have been progressing so fast, or you're so much in the space of, receiving, integrating, that you don't actually realize how fast you're moving forward. Um, it's how do I put this? It's a Imagine going to watch a music show, something very impressive like Cirque du Soleil, okay? And it's obviously really fantastic being sort of like a dancer there and being part of like like maybe part of the cast and the crew, being part of that beautiful energy flow. But nothing really beats the experience of being the audience member that is watching this all play out, especially if it's the first time that this is playing out. It just really takes your breath away because you don't really know what's going to happen next. It's really quite impressive. And that's sort of what's happening with your life at the moment, where you get to see the wonderful opportunities, but of course we always still get to see what are the things that are happening where we are, struggling with time, struggling to acclimatize, moving from here, moving to that, realizing that maybe you're very happy where you are. I feel a great sense of movement for many of you, but it's also in the sense it's like you move, but wherever you move to, you will stay there for quite a while. And there might be a very simple life coming ahead for many of you, filled with a lot of things, but there's a kind of like a calm that is flowing through you. And whereas there's sort of like an elevation that's taking place where you currently are at the moment, this is almost like for many of you, you are rising so high, but you're doing it so sort of almost it's like listening to a very soothing sort of melody, all right, where you're sort of like rising up and you're very much connecting with your soul sort of purpose. What what in say for example crystal healing, what we call 0 point energy. It's really more of a spiritual or sort of term, but or holistic wellness sort of term, but 0 point energy is sort of like that point when you were born. You were born into this perfect sort of life plan. This came up for another reading. I can't remember now which one it was, but it came up for another one today. When I do my readings, I go from one reading, and then when I'm very present in that reading, and when I'm done with that reading, I release that energy. I do sometimes a little meditation. I did the Virgo one last, and then I do a whole clearing of the cards, and I took like a nice break. I watch a movie and all those type of things, and now I'm back with your reading. So I don't always remember so well what the other readings were, but it's all the different parts are integrating for you at the moment, and things are about to become really incredibly exciting for you. And there's such a sense of control in your life, self-control, that you are really at the driving seat of everything. This is like flying a spaceship, and you are the one at the steer. Nobody's nobody is sort of like challenging you. You're the one running the ship over here, which is lovely. And it's like you're creating new worlds, which we always really are. But you're sort of like creating new worlds for yourself. There's a flow of all the different things coming together. There's also what is happening over here, which is so fantastic. Like, as Cancer, you are ruled by the moon. Okay, and so your moods are very sort of like determined by whatever's happening with the moon at the moment. But you're at this point where you're sort of rising above that. You're literally rolling with the flow. Okay, and you sort of mastered the flow in such a way, this was coming towards you. You sort of mastered the flow in such a way that you don't really need to roll with the punches, because this is almost like looking at things from above. You can see the punches, but they're not really going to touch you anymore. Okay, it's a return to the simple things in life, the sort of core magic, if you want to call it that. And I feel that for many of you, you're about to go into life in such a way that people will just notice you. You're moving forward. There's a sort of like a breaking of chains, releasing of chains, a lot of your wisdom, your fire, a great integration of, if you're sort of a little bit of like a rebel by heart, that unique sort of trippiness that, that Cancer can have sometimes. That in itself is about to come forward, and it just suits everything so perfectly and so naturally. It's like you don't have to really start to try and make it work. You're becoming almost like a rainbow, really. You're becoming like this rainbow, this really incredible rainbow, or like a double rainbow, basically, if you want to put it like that. And the pot of gold is right at the end of the rainbow. So one rainbow's got like a pot of gold at the end, and one's got like a pot of diamonds at the end. And it's right there. And it's what's happening over here, which I like so much, which I see so much, is that for many of you, you're not so concerned about the materialistic things as you may have been before, or felt that you need to do this in order to do that, and whereas also a lot of you might have, going around looking for that sense of home, you're finding that within yourself now. And so wherever you are can really be home, it's not something that you have to chase so much anymore. And it's like there's a beautiful sense of innocence coming back into your life, where you sort of do whatever you want to do, and everybody just very like generally actually supports that, I really quite like that. All right, so let's clarify for you this adventure card, this overall energy. Love. What about love? What about love? Love is coming your way, baby. Love is coming your way. Love is so happy to be part of your life right now. I was shuffling these cards and look at the card that is right on top, the Ace of Cups. Okay? Beautiful emotional influx. Beautiful emotional influx. Powerful emotional influx, really. I remember actually quite distinctively the 3-month reading that I did for you, the December 2020 reading. And I think it was the most incredible reading that I've ever done for you all. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Wow. Splitting the cards again. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So for those of you that are having trouble or concerns with, maybe not so well with people, that sort of integration, maybe being seen sort of publicly for whatever reason, concerns with money. There we go. I'm saying concerns with money. 9 of Pentacles is coming right out. Let's draw you maybe 1 or 2 more cards. I feel that for many of you, there's some sort of universal intervention that's taking place over here. You may feel that things are well at the moment, good at the moment, going forward at the moment. It looks good, but it's just the start of things, and if that resonates with you, open your heart, mind, and soul to that. But this is literally just the beginning of things. Things are actually about to become really amazing for you, not really any judgment or whatever, but better friendships, better connections, better ties with family, with friends, with your colleagues, with your loved ones. And maybe, you know, either you have been or about to, you know, some incredible offer may be coming around your way and you thought, oh my goodness, this is it. It's just the start. It's literally just the start. Nine of Swords came out. So many of you are concerned about many things, you know, not sleeping so well. Maybe the energies are elevating. The wisdom is sort of like lining up with you. Too many cards. The one that came on top there was the Fool. And Four of Swords, reaching for your power, reaching for your energy, reaching for your inner strength. Let's finish off with one more card. Many of you are seeing how, you know, especially when it comes to relationships, overall relationships. Also worried about how people are seeing. I feel that many of you are sort of styling up, you know, and in fact, I've had that in my personal life as well happening, that I was just sort of styling up, what, you know, without actually meaning to do so. It's almost like solutions for whatever's not working in your best interest is coming about because things are shifting in your favor. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, let's draw you one more card. What an interesting reading. What an interesting reading. What is the one that fell down? The Emperor. Stability. Many reasons to smile. Sense of home, sense of place. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful things about to unfold for you. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet, baby. You've seen nothing yet. All right, I'm going to draw you a Moonology card. Maybe one or two. We'll see what comes out. Okay, so there's one that came out. Hoo-hoo! And get you one more. And then if the reading resonates with you, you're more than welcome to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Remember, if you subscribe, to hit that all button for notifications, so you can know when I'm getting the readings out for you. I'm going to take the top one. It says, emotions are running high, which can be a very good thing because the supermoon is an incredible thing, all right? Feel those emotions. Look at what this one says. New moon eclipse. Expect powerful change. Expect powerful change to come about for you in your life, and may it be so. Namaste.